I'm Leo Amadeus, and I am a new singing teacher here at the Encore School of Music, and I am going to be teaching you some fundamental singing techniques. Very important stuff, very good stuff to know. Probably the most fundamental singing technique is using your core, engaging your diaphragm. And what that is, if you take a big breath in from your belly, and you'll feel your belly expand, that is you using your diaphragm. And make sure you breathe out as well. Don't just hold your breath. That can be bad for you sometimes. How do we engage our core? Well, there's a couple ways to trick your brain into doing it so that you don't have to think about, oh, which muscles am I using? How do I send electrical impulses to my diaphragm? Well, if you do a cough, then just do the first half of the cough and hold it and see what happens. You should be able to, I don't know if you can see, should be able to press just below your ribs or kind of just above your belly button, and it should feel quite rigid. And that's how you engage your core. Another way you can get to it is if you over-engage and you go into the old man voice, and then you come back from that and you keep engaging your core, but you let your vocal cords go. That should take you into healthy core engagement, which will lead you to healthy singing. And then we combine this with some other fundamental techniques, such as having a relaxed jaw. I like to make silly noises and just go, or you can stick your tongue out, and sometimes that will push your jaw down into a really sort of open state like this. I've just eaten biscuits, so there may be weird stuff on my tongue. Sorry about that. I say that quite a lot because I eat biscuits quite a lot. And so have a relaxed jaw, engage the core, and you can sing almost anything. If you want to sing the Wicked riff from Defying Gravity, you have you engage the core, have your mouth open, and you should be good to go. Anyway, that's some fundamental techniques. You don't have to apply it to the Defying Gravity riff. Very important that you engage your core even when singing low, because otherwise you will lose pitch and you will lose tune. Otherwise you will lose pitch and you will lose volume. I'm singing low, because if I don't engage, I can still be heard. But if you engage your core, you get that really loud sound, get that really healthy, engaged feeling, which can carry your voice across a theatre, concert hall, whatever. Fun fact, if you don't engage your core, this is what happens. I'm going to sing a note and I'm going to close my mouth, and you will hear the pitch change because I'm not engaging my core. I'm not doing anything to change the pitch except closing my mouth. And now I'm going to do it while engaging my core. See? Notice the difference? I'm actually staying on the same note. I'll do it without engaging my core again. See, I'm not trying to change the note. It just happens. It's very important that you engage your core, especially when you're singing phrases that are one note, because when you start adding all those consonants in, then the pitch will change if you're not engaging your core. I'm going to keep saying engage your core because it's important, so important as a singer to do that. Anyway, thus here endeth the lesson. Thank you so much for watching this part 1 of my series. Drink your tea and I'll see you in part 2. In part 1, we looked at engaging your core and kind of the foundational vocal technique. And now we are going to look at using your voice in different ways / styles. Now, very important, we have mastered that first technique of engaging our core. Whenever we're singing, we have to do the first half of that cough and then release the vocal cords, and then you keep that core engagement when you're singing. Always have to do that. Now, how do we apply different vocal techniques to different vocal styles? It's all to do with the shape of your mouth and sometimes how you use your throat. If we're doing classical music, for example, we're going to do, I'm going to demonstrate with a phrase from the Pirates of Penzance, just a short phrase. Oh, is there not one maiden here? If we want to sing that in a more classical tone, there's a couple ways to find a classical tone, but one of the easy ways is to do a yawn, and keep that space at the back of your mouth, and just have that when you're singing all the time. And then you apply that, oh, is there not one maiden here? And I'm keeping that space, and it's completely changing the vowel sounds that I have and the tone. I'm not too good at rock and roll, but I can, oh, is there not one maiden here? And to do that, I'm kind of going very nasal and then kind of, I don't know how to describe it, kind of pressing a little bit, and that's one way you can get a rock and roll tone. Or if you want to get a very breathy tone, what you can do, you can sigh, and then, oh, sigh into the note, oh, and then sing that energy. Oh, is there not one maiden here? And that's kind of more soft contemporary tone that singer-songwriters tend to use. Or if you want to do musical theatre, if you want to do a more musical theatre type tone, you can keep that kind of nasally sound and have it very nasal but very open. Oh, is there not one maiden here? It's the same words, the same vowels, and I've sung it for you in 4 different ways. I wasn't counting. Yeah, different vocal techniques or different vocal styles all come from the same foundational technique of engaging your core and then just changing things up a little bit in your face, in your mouth and your throat and your vocal cords. Very important safety notice. If you are trying something and it hurts, stop doing it. You cannot emphasize that enough. If it hurts, don't do it. But we will learn more about health and safety when singing in part 3 of this series. All right, I'm gonna drink your tea, and I'll see you in part 3. Oh, that rhymes! My goodness, I'm a poet. Didn't even realize I could do that. This part 3, we are going to be looking at how to stay healthy, how to keep your voice healthy when you've been sick. It is winter. It is flu season. I had the flu last week. You can probably still hear it in my voice and in the other 2 parts that I just did. Very important, if you are sick and your throat hurts, maybe good idea to not use your voice. When you're sick, you've got an infection that's fighting in your lymph nodes, in your throat, and you don't want to be overusing that because your voice becomes very tender when you're sick. And you don't want to lose your voice, and you don't want to do damage that can last for a long time if you are singing when you're sick. What you can do when you're sick, if you've got the flu, or if you've got a cold, or if you've lost your voice, from a virus, not from overuse, actually even if it's from overuse, you can hum. Humming is very healthy. Don't hum too high, but you can hum. You can put on your favorite song, listen to it, and just do some very quiet humming. Can be good. It's actually better when you're sick, when you've lost your voice, you don't want to whisper. If you need to talk quietly. Don't whisper, don't do this, because that actually puts more pressure on your vocal cords and more air rushes through and it dries up your vocal cords. And so when you're sick, don't whisper, talk. You can do some light humming and try not to sing too much. Even if you can't hum or you don't feel like humming, still very good for you to put on music to listen to, because your brain will stretch your vocal cords to like match the pitch to the music that you're hearing. It's very cool, very sciencey. I don't really know how it works entirely, but I've been told by several singing coaches with more experience that it's actually a very good thing to do. Then, very important, drink water. My water bottle is not in this room, so I'm already failed. But I do have a lovely cup of tea, which I've been drinking. Tea is very good for your voice because of the boiling water. It hydrates your vocal cords much faster than regular water. Don't overdo the tea, because if you're having tea like black tea, then that can dehydrate your vocal cords. But if you have green tea or herbal teas, that can help hydrate. Also very helpful, if you have a vocal steamer, you can use those. You can get little like menthol pads that you can put into a vocal steamer that can hydrate your vocal cords and also clear out any mucus that you've got that's preventing you from singing. And finally, make sure that after you've been sick, you still take it easy and you ease yourself back into singing. Sometimes it can be very easy to start to feel a little bit better, and then you try to sing an aria from an opera or majorly powerful musical theatre ballad, and you just can't do it because you've either still got congestion in your sinuses and in all the little tubes you've got in your face, that can make singing really hard. When I was recording an album a year and a half ago now, I was sick and I came back to the recording studio a week later, and I still wasn't able to sing properly because I was still congested, and it's really disheartening, and it's also just really bad to try and push your vocal cords beyond where they can go. So look after yourself. So those 3 things, very important. I've already forgotten them, so they mustn't be that important. No, I'm kidding. First thing, don't use your voice when you're really sick. If you do have to talk, don't whisper. If you still can't get that earworm out of your head, you can do some humming, or even just listening to music is good for your voice. Stay hydrated, drink your tea, drink your water. Maybe don't drink coffee if you're really sick, because coffee tends to amplify whatever feelings or whatever you're feeling at the time. And so if you're really stressed, or you're really anxious, or you're really sad about being sick, having coffee will just amplify that a million times. And so yeah, stick to water and tea, particularly green teas and herbal teas. And finally, ease yourself back into singing when you've been unwell. Don't go straight into singing a rock song that involves you to scream your heart out, because it's not good for you if you've just been sick. That covers everything. So thank you very much. That has been part 3 of vocal tips and tricks with Leo Amadeus. I work at Encore School of Music. You can book lessons with me. Go do it. Yeah, because I love sharing music and music skills with people.